Mike the Truth Jackson here at Legacy 18. I'm here with the maniac, Todd Moore. Todd, man, that was a great fight. We know you're coming off a long layoff, and you had a game opponent. We had a huge up-and-comer in Charlie Ontiveros. What was your mindset going into the fight with him tonight?
You know, as you said, he's a young and up-and-coming fighter, and I seem to be the guy that's called upon whenever you take on one of those young up-and-comers. I had to fight with Derek Krantz and Mike Bronzoulis, and now Charlie. All the guys are like making their way up, and it takes like a guy like myself to kind of like represent the old guard and show them that hey, still you got somebody to pass up with, and there's still some game left in guys like myself. And so I anticipated a really athletic fight. It was just a matter of weathering the storm, and I knew my experience was going to kick in the later rounds. So the deeper that we got in, the more I was like, okay, this kid's coming into my game. For one, I knew like most of his fights were what, 3-minute rounds. This is probably he's prepared for a 3 5-minute round fight before, but he's never been a solid 5 minutes. In that first round, we fought pretty hard. I could kind of feel him, not feeling at ease with easing into the groove of the fight, and that's where my experience came into play. And I felt like he gave it one last ditch effort to try to overwhelm me, and I was having none of that. I took him down and didn't impose my game. So I just got to say, July, 8 months ago, I went through a really rough, 2 back-to-back surgeries, meniscus tear, and then I went to an ACL reconstruction. And it was that moment on my way back home from the hospital where I was like, I set out to make a Texas-sized comeback. I was like, I still got some juice left in these legs. I still got some fight left in me. And so I set out a goal. I started up a Texas-sized comeback 2013 page. Set out a goal, and tonight everything came to fruition, and it paid off. It feels fucking wonderful to be back. So.
Definitely, man. In the first round, it seemed like Charlie was definitely using his dynamic striking to catch you with some solid shots.
Right.
I know some of them well, from my point of view, they looked like they landed clean. Did any of them affect you at all?
2 of them, or 2 or 3 landed clean, but I was able to kind of shake him off. The boy's got a lot of pop in his punches, but not much power behind it. So I was able to, I was like, fuck, that was fast. I was like, man, I can take that. I felt I took some of his best shots, and that thing kind of like messed with him, where he was like, boom, boom, he got me with like a little kick, and he was like, this dude's not even showing any signs of fading. Because I was staying composed, I was keeping my game face on, and on the inside I'm like, all right, fuck that landed, but I'm still just gonna get it on you, boy. And so I felt that's where my experience came into play. Plus, I had some that pre-fight legacy interview. I was saying how I every day at the gym I had a new look, something to keep me on my toes and something unorthodox. So the concept of uncomfortness was something I started to actually get comfortable with, to where I was able to adapt on the fly because I had so many good looks from Alex Morano, Gerardo Body, Matt Wald, and then I had the big boys like Andrew Craig, Travis Took, and then I mixed it up with some speed with Daniel Pineda and his brother Jose. So it was like I was getting power, speed, unorthodoxness. I felt so ready for this kid. So that's
definitely, man. In the second round, man, once you got him down and got him out, it seemed like the end was pretty near. We really haven't seen Charlie in a bad position like that, but we know Todd Moore, and we know once you get in that position, it seems like that's pretty much game over. Did you feel at any point when you're mounted, he was going from mount to back, that he almost got out of the situation?
The first round when he did that heavy hip bump, that was a solid hip bump, and that did throw me off. I can't remember exactly how I reacted. I think we got back on 2 feet. But that second round, I really felt him break. And that first takedown, he tried to come out hard, and I felt him break. When I took him down, and we were in his corner. I could feel him yelling. His corner guy that he broke his hand or something like that. As soon as he said that was my cue. I wasn't gonna stop, and so I could even hear when I was throwing some of the elbows and punches. Maybe like 15 seconds before the stoppage, I could hear the doctor like bang on the cage, like, "Hey, stop it, stop it!" But like I said, I don't stop until the referee drags me off him. That's where the experience comes into play. I don't stop until you have to yank me off a dude. So
man, you got the win tonight. What's next for Todd Moore in the Texas-sized comeback 2013?
I'm trying to put a string of wins together and make a solid campaign for the UFC. That's the one thing left I got in my career. I've gotten WC, Strikeforce, and fought in Japan, and that's cool, but like I said, it's not quite the same as saying I fought in the UFC. And that's what I'm trying to strive for, and that's what I say that every person in this business should be striving for is a shot at the UFC. And so this was, I had a long layoff. This was the first of trying to put a campaign together, solid 3 or so wins, and then present myself back, to a really strong campaign for the UFC. So that's the thing I'm looking for to end my career on that note. And so I just have to say, it's special thanks. I've been going through a lot of rough times in 2012, not with the surgeries, but then going through a fucking divorce that just fucking took me down to my knees, man. I've seen divorces just make a good man just crumble to his knees and never be the same again. And I was determined, especially because I worked at the Harris County jail system. I saw a lot of divorces. I saw a lot of good men just not be the same. And I was bound and determined. I was like, I'm not going to let that be the same for me. And so this Texas size comeback was just, kind of the things that kind of helped me rehabilitate myself. And just being around these good friends has kind of helped me accomplish this goal. And it just feels so good, kind of like a cleansing of sorts, where the life behind me back in 2012, that's all like a restart. Now it's all nothing but moving forward. So I just kind of had to say that, publicly. So.
Gotcha. Todd Moore, congratulations. Good luck with the Texas size comeback.
Thank you so much, Mike.